Welcome to the Out There channel live stream 354. Going down to the basement. Underground base.
Hiding. I'm
They're
searching.
hiding.
I'm loving. I'm finding love. I'm hiding.
I
I'm
love
searching.
finding them.
I'm loving. I'm finding love.
Dark side. Let the fate control your body. At the beginning, there was written.
Come follow me.
Follow us.
Hiding. I'm searching.
Switching.
I'm loving. I'm finding
Good to be back. Evening here in New Zealand, so not sure how many people will be up late in America, but we'll see. Where's the top of it gone? Good to be back. We'll see how many people show up. Should be suitable for anyone in Europe though. Should be around about 7:30 onwards there. So anyone in UK, welcome. So yeah, we've got a fair bit to go over. I've been dashing back and forth to the hospital. So I haven't had much time to do much on the live shows this week again. Hopefully we'll get the pills sorted so it doesn't make me sick. The cure is worse than the cause, you know. But yeah, they don't want to take me off the pills, unfortunately. They want to see if they can adjust it. Sounds like they want me to take it for life too. I said, nope, not if it's going to make my life miserable. It's either that or lose your eyesight. So what can you do? When your own body attacks your own eye nerve, or part of the eyes anyway. So yeah, let's just see where we're at. So, hello, welcome to the, actually, hello, anyone out there? Okay, T channel, live stream, 454. So we got ghosts today, and UFOs. Okay, and of course I better type up my donation link. Not that anyone donates to me, of course. Yeah, I'll post up my, where is it? Streamlabs, Subscribestar, I mean. Need some more supporters there. That replaces Patreon. Then I can get that money out that's got locked up. Please be a supporting. It's not looking good so far. I mean, to keep me on air. beyond Xmas. Okay. Pin message. If you don't like Substar, because only credit cards only, only other option is to use Super Tips, what do you call it, Super Chat. It's all Super Tips. They didn't call it Super Tips. And they got Super Thanks out now, but they're only rolling it out to the big channels first, where you can say a big thank you donation. I'm not sure what it does. Perhaps it highlights in the super side chat for longer or something, or maybe it highlights the comments different colour. That would be quite a good feature. So yeah, other tips and files and Discord, research group. And you can find it there. Okay, so back to the second screen. As I type in on the first one, it's just easier because the keyboard's there. So first up was just to recap the one with the UFOs on Elon Musk's thing. So I'll just open it up a bit more here. So you might remember this. Elon Musk cleaned it up in Photoshop, got rid of some of the shadows and improved the colour, of course. And up in the corner here was some weird dots. So I zoomed in, and to me it kind of looked like some faded letters of a dot matrix type font print. You know how the old dot matrix print is. Let's see, dot matrix. But what they use for LEDs and digital clocks. Dot matrix font. So like that, you see, with the little dots made up. So you can just use a row of lights to represent any character you want to, which is kind of clever. They used it on the old blimps to start with the scrolling text. And people still use it today for various effects, of course. So what I thought, maybe it could be a reflection of some lights on the other side of the window they're filming through, which is basically what Scott Brando was suggesting. But it could quite easily be that they sort of played around with it, because it may have been like a fisheye screen. I've got that on my spy glasses, that if you try unbend the image using special algorithm, if it's got some printed on this label like a dot matrix font, it sort of will deform it. So it could be something like that. Could be done in the editor. I thought it might have read D E F O N. Kind of sort of distorted there. One. DEFCON 1. Which would be hilarious. Isn't it Defense Con 1 where it's heading towards nuclear war? But then again, I looked at it going, and I thought, yeah. Could also be a F here. Could be a letter R here that's sort of missing some dots. And it looks like it could be a C maybe. And a O. Well, maybe a A. And a M. And a 1. Front cam 1. So camera 1. Front camera 1. I thought was a possibility there. But anyway, not UFOs, obviously. Showing we've got a video footage of the same location. We might be able to see how it's being reflected or whatever. Whether it's static. But yeah, it's a really small font if it is, and it's in the corner. So could be just some panel lights, I guess, on the back of the spacecraft. But funny positions for light switches, light LEDs, I guess. If it's not making up characters. So yeah, anyone's guess on that one. Yeah, so on to the next topic. Do I go up or down? Oh yeah, security teams changed his logo, or his banner, got rid of the word leaker, number one leaker source. Wonder why. People saying, yeah, you're the leaker because you keep faking interviews of yourself. Okay, so let's have to go up. And oddly enough, the day I did a debunk on the STS footage, GUFON put out something as well. But I did my show before his, so he may have been watching me. Decided to look it up and check for himself. But there is some footage here which was only a year old. And basically the guy is using the same idea I did with the path analysis. So I think he may have seen mine and tried to have a go at it himself. I think mine's a lot clearer because I did mine frame by frame, manually adjusted to make the best quality so you can see the streaks. Yeah, but he did that there, and oddly enough he agreed with me. GUFON actually agreeing with me. How about that? Did he realise that? He was saying it's ice particles because, as I forgot to mention, if you have a look at the way they're moving, when that flash happens, they all move in the same direction away from the space shuttle. Why wouldn't some suddenly move downwards, head towards the ocean? Because that would make more sense to go crashing downwards when the rocket's coming upwards. Because that means it's got to turn, which means it would have hypersonic rocket having to turn would actually put more strain on it and snap it in half, right? And of course, once you're in the sea, you can hide anywhere. Also, they don't curve around and head left or head right. They all head in the same direction. So that means it's all ice particles based on Mother Nature and the energy flow from the rocket engine. And of course, some of that particles didn't show up, like it was coming from below the atmosphere, but they didn't form, the gases, they didn't form into an ice crystal until midway in the frame, right? Then, it formed enough ice. There's probably fine ice traveling, gradually building up really fast because it's very cold in space, and then it would form a bigger blob, which then the camera can sense, right? So that's why it was so hard to see the streakers, which they were claiming to be laser blasts or missiles. So if you missed that episode, you probably have to go back to watch it. But if we play it here, I suppose I think it might. As you can see, GUFON's playing it here, and you can see someone's done their own path analysis, but you can see it's not as clear as mine. And you can see all the particles are all going up at the moment. So either the particles are moving in the same direction, Or the space shuttle camera is slowly turning, right? Or both. Probably some of the ice particle is bending here, though. You can see this one sort of bending slightly. And then the blast happens, and then suddenly they all shoot off that direction.
You can see all of these would be UFOs, but nobody ever talks about them. They only talk
about the main one, yeah.
Talk about the one that appears, right?
That's another thing. All those would have to be UFOs, the same as the one they're claiming to be a UFO, which they're not.
And the flash comes from somewhere over here, which makes sense. That's why this one goes this way, this one goes a little here, these go up and out because they're further away. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, these go up and this way. I'm getting confused.
As usual.
It's just not good. Yeah, all of those are UFOs going different directions. That's what they want you to believe.
Yep.
How can it be? How can ice crystals just be going in all different directions? Well, first of all, we don't know what it's like to be in space.
Well, you got the curvature and distance. You also got solar winds. And depending how close to the rocket engines are, how much energy, extra energy they get from the heat, which changes their motion. Of course, then you got new ones forming from the byproducts of oxygen, hydrogen forming water crystals. So either they're going to combine onto existing crystals and make them bigger, or they're going to form new ones. But anyway, it's good to see that he agrees with me. But
I'm telling you, they're not being inundated with UFOs. And that is one of the most famous UFO videos of all time, where people believe that that is real UFO activity. It is not. It is absolutely not. And the projectile that is going up, that you can't see it here. I'd have to find a better video, which is not easy to find nowadays.
Yes, it is. Just have a look on my channel.
It's just another ice particle. Here's one.
Well, it's a new one forming, I think. That's the case. Anyway, so he's playing this video here and commenting on it. And this video was made at least 3 years after mine. I think I was the first one to do analysis and link it with the engine firing. But you can see here, this guy doesn't talk about the angle of the camera, the space shuttle, where the engines are, what the flashes and all that sort of stuff. He's made it a bit more simpler, but less graphics. NASA ice particle, 5 times speed, process footage. See, there's something weird here. This doesn't look like it's the original footage. Something different about this footage, but it's got a little music on it. Yeah, this is path analysis. Isn't that more confusing than mine? Mine was overlaid. So this wasn't here. This inside this earth, unless he zoomed in. I think he must have zoomed in. He's clipped off the flash. Is he trying to make it so it's not ice crystals or what? Proof. He must have zoomed in. and he's highlighting more particles because he's zoomed in, you see. Spacecraft. Anyway. So I think my video breakdown is a lot more better. And I include debates and printed debates about it. But anyway, what's the next one we're going to look at here? Ghosts. So Expedition X, the latest episode. I said Series 2 here for some reason. There's actually Series 4. I've got the real images here that I've sort of tried to fix, and we'll just bring up those instead. So they went to this new port that's never been open to investigators. I forget the name. You just have to watch the episode. But they had a camera facing down here, and you can see here, if you look carefully, this apparition, although it doesn't look much until you play around with watch an emanation. So I've got some emanation sequence, so I've changed it to 4 there to correct that. But then I converted it from a GIF, a zoomed in GIF. I don't know if it'll play. Probably won't. So I converted it into a zoomed in MP4, but I think it's lost some quality. Let's just play it. And you'll see what I mean. Hang on, just got to bring it across. You can see here this apparition walking across the entrance there. That's what they caught. They didn't do any enhancements on it yet. It's a part 2 story. So it pops out here. And it sort of stands there looking. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what we're trying to look at here. So you've got a double image there. See here, I thought maybe that was a fur cap, but it could be one of those union hats, right? Little square hats they have. It looks like a face or little eyes up there, and possibly a beard. And looks like maybe a grey cover top, because Confederates used they used grey, didn't they? So each frame's dependent. Obviously, it looks like it's intelligent Horton here. He's obviously transparent because you can see some of the wall behind him. It's almost as good as Ben Hanson's footage, you know, of the apparition that we caught. And of course, it's all been slowed down. It's not the highest quality, obviously. It's only a 720p I got. But even 1080p wouldn't be much better. What we need is the original source, really, and 4K or 4K version of it. And it kind of steps out, looks this way. Looks like he's got a beard on. So you can see the lines in the post here will shine through him. Keeps looking. It's a really strange one. Although that wasn't the whole sequence. Let's see, I might be able to play it on the webpage. Here's a zoomed in emanated gift of it. Looks less grainy. Although it's still not the best. It looks like it turns on his side there as he's walking across, and he turns on the side. Definitely looks like he's got a beard, doesn't it? Then he doesn't show it, but he actually goes across and then he peeks around again, comes back, and then goes back out again. But there's only a few frames I grabbed, not to ruin the people who are going to watch it on TV. So yeah, it's well worth checking it out. Also got one that's further away, but I don't think I've got it. Let's see if I can load it here. That one, I think, is at the far away, the original. Here's the original, right? So we're looking way in the background here. You can see something walking across really slowly. It's been slowed down though, purposely by me. And you see it goes across and then it comes back. Has another look. There it goes, walking across. Semi-transparent. Unfortunately, I didn't. For some reason, it didn't keep all the other frames. It did actually go behind and then come back. So yeah, go and check it out. See if you can see it better on your screens when you watch the original. So I thought that would be worth reviewing. It's a shame we don't have access to the original footage, of course. What was that one? But if we go back to... Did I have that open? Nope. If I go back to my enhancements, so here's the original, can't see much. Then I run it through some enhancements. Actually, I don't need to use that zoom. Just zoom in here. Okay, so when you look at that one, that's more thing, but it looks like a beard. Looks like a face here. It kind of looks like look at those Daniel Boone type raccoon hats. Looks like his arm's going this way. Can't see any gun. Looks like he's got a black belt, but is that part of the background? I'm not sure. Got a feeling that's part of the background. Looks like his leg's going out here, and he's got some white boots on, if you look. He's got a white boot going up to just below the knee there. So, does that sort of match the period? What fort was it? Let me just look it up. Expedition X with Joss Gates and Series 4, Episode 5. Let's see what comes up. Ghost of Fort of the Civil War. Yeah, what was the fort called though? There we go, let's see what that says. That's talking about the series in general. What is the episode information? Gold brush. Nope. What's going on here? Well, that's useless, isn't it? Come on, give us some information, guys. Google Play, maybe that has it. No. Expedition X. It's not going to tell us. Fort. Is it Fort Murphy or something like that? Up near the top end of America, Canada. Anyway, Fort episode. Apparently it's been destroyed by the Mother Nature. So let's see, what's that say? Phil and Jess gain unprecedented access to investigate ghostly voices and apparitions in the massive Civil War stronghold Fort Morgan. Did I say Fort Morgan? Or Murphy? I was close. The clock is ticking. Gulf Coast storms threaten to destroy the 200-year-old fort. So they don't want to protect it, like build a big pile of dirt around the outside. Anyway, but all the bricks are getting loose. I guess they had pretty bad mortar in those days. They didn't, you got the Romans, when they built stuff, it sort of lasted forever. They got the waterways, aqueducts that go right across all the landmass, and even made water travel uphill, of all things. They did some clever stuff for the Romans, but they also have underwater concrete, where they got big slabs that are all still there today, where they had these big seaports. And they're still joined together by the concrete they used. Because it used lime, it heated, and it bubbled away. Plus they mixed in ash and rocks like we do to today, and reinforced it probably with iron. So yeah, I'm not sure why the Americans couldn't design something better. Did I post anything else there? I suppose we could go back to the picture. So, what's a Civil War person look like from the Confederates? I suppose most of them are going to be blue jackets, is it? And black and white. So it kind of looks similar to the square hats. Someone with a beard we want. Like this one here. Okay, let's have a look. He's a bit young, isn't he? Doesn't look like he had clothing going down that far. So, that's a blue one. That's the Confederates, isn't it? Did it have white boots? This one sort of does. Let's have a look at that one. Not really white boots. White trousers. But it's not Confederate, is it? The blue. Now here's one of the boots. Now we need to get one like that to look at. Aha. So there are some with square caps and the boots. Let's see if we can open up that page. Here we go. Is it boots? I'm not too sure. Sort of colorized. Yeah, white boots. Because it's a red coat. He's got white. Is it white boots or white stockings? White trousers. Now these ones definitely got boots on, haven't they? Which is what you want. You want leather boots going up to your ankles to wade through all the swampy shit land. But we can't seem to find a decent image. Full length image of boots and a beard. And looks like he's got looks like he's got white trousers on here, doesn't it? White trousers. Now if we look at this one over here, which I enhanced it even more, it shows more details. It even looks like bum cheeks here. His leg going down, and it looks like boots. Gum boots, like we have in New Zealand. Is that one of those square caps though? Kind of doesn't look right though, does it? Still looks like one of those furry hats. Did any of these wear furry hats though? I don't know. There's enough history in America. See, those ones haven't got boots on. And that one has, isn't it? No. The boots must be going up inside the leg. Well, that one looks like it's got over the top of the leg, but with a silhouette there. Come on, give us some decent pictures. They're all cut off at the boots. Want the full length. Full length ones now. They got them over the boots, you see. And those ones got the boots over top. Didn't think there'd be so many pictures though. There's quite a lot of pictures of Civil War. But they certainly had long beards, some of them. There's one with long beard on the back here. And they seem to have various hats, various design hats as well. Square caps. And the cowboy type hat. Did any of them have fur hats? Yeah. Well, I think that's what we're looking at anyway. It does sort of fit the location and everything. Here's one with a beard. Beard would have made more sense though, wouldn't it? Because they wouldn't have been able to shave every day. Let's just grow a beard and be done with it. Then shave it when you want to go back to civilization. Here we go. There's definitely some boots here. That's what we're looking at. And they all do go up to the knee. There's those square hats. Now he's got a fancy hat on. Okay, Civil War fur hat. Let's see if anything comes up. Okay, so that looks like a fur hat. But it's not Civil War, is it? I suppose it is. He's got a fur hat. Yeah, that's definitely British. You know why they do that? So when you're shooting at the head, and they miss completely because it goes into all the hollow bit. Now you can stick your head above and see if they shoot into your hat, I suppose. It may be stupid, but it may be some practical reasons for it. Okay, so there's meant to be fur hats. Is there a fur hat in that one? Oh yeah, there's two. He's obviously English though. More hats here. Here we go. Looks like a Russian hat. I thought I'd see something like Daniel Boom, or what's the other guy? David Crockett, does it? But maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is a square cap that sort of got distorted. It's interesting though. How's it going, Grandmaster? First one to join us, is it? Yeah, in UK. I would expect people in UK maybe drop by, but yeah, so yeah, this apparition is pretty damn good, isn't it? Not as good as Ben Hanson's capture on his show, which I have put up here on this one here with the lady that passes the doorway, and she's also transparent in exactly the same way. So what is ghosts and apparitions exactly then? We don't know. Okay, we've got an error. Oh yes, thank you, Twitter. It's obviously buggy. Let's see, can I open that up? Do it that way. Okay, so here's the apparition of the lady. Obviously it's higher quality as well. Not too sure why they got better quality, but you can see her head's done up with a bun. And I want to talk about Unidentified, episode 6. Here. So I think I'll play it here. Bun. and I enhance it so you can see it a bit better. And that's almost similar to the first one we looked at, but further along.
That's
You see the head and the arm sticking out here. Definitely looks like a woman figure. I'll post a link to that old episode if you want to have a watch of it. Ben Hanson's capture of Ghost Lady. Now, that one fits the story of the place as well. That was the nurses used to wear white dresses and have bun hairstyle. And it looks like she's just been to the letterbox and she's reading the letter. She's walking past the door frame here, and no one's meant to be in the house. But if you look carefully, you can see through it. So that one there, and now Expedition X's capture, are probably one of the two best apparitions I've seen yet to date. And all these ghost shows and thousands of hours, and it's a sort of thing you'd think they catch more often, but no. So yeah, I do enhance it here somewhere. It's what people talk about when they see apparitions, right? So what's the other one? I'll just emanate it somewhere. Secure team. Rock. Secure team. Maybe skip past it then. Secure team. Fast forward's not very good on Google. Anyway, go and look at it yourself. Watch it properly, and then you'll see the emanation. But you can see it actually passes behind the door. And then there's little glass panels in the door, and as she walks through it past, you can only see her head. So how to rig that up on camera, I think it's near impossible, because if it was a reflection in front of the door, it would be obvious. You'd have to put a sheet of glass on an angle in the hallway to be able to fabricate that for a modern day camera, and I don't think it's possible because of all the elements in that whole sequence of that one anyway. Hey Jason, how's it going? Well, in this case, if you watched what I've just been over, you'll see they've captured real evidence here, Jason. And it's not fake. Like I was saying, on Ben Hanson, you're saying an ex-FBI guy that looked after pedophiles would be making up shit. Somehow I don't think so. And now we've got Expedition X Apparition, which I'm pointing out. Fits the area and the story, and they go and investigate where it is, and where the thing was disappeared to is all swampland, and it's got long weeds, so if someone jumped into it, it would have been obvious it was faked. But there's definitely they went straight down there to investigate, and there's no mirrors or stuff like that. I'm not even sure you could even duplicate that length of the sequence. Normally, if you see done on movies, they got little glass sheets in the hallway, and it's normally an apparition that just looks out and then ducks back in, but you don't see one walk in a full, like these two videos, a full 3 meters to 5 meters distance. But anyway, this... what do I know? Well, video analysis guy knows about CAD CAM and knows about how to fake stuff and knows about optical illusions. So yeah, this is why we do this stuff. We're trying to get evidence to prove it. So yeah, you can go and watch that. I'll just post it up on the side. And the Ben Hanson one, you'll have to pay a couple of bucks rental to go and watch it and take screen snapshots if you want to. and talk about it like I have. So I think that's all we're up to date. But yeah, it's a shame that we haven't got a 4K version of this apparition walking across. They're certainly interested in what's happening. It keeps looking at the camera. Anyway, it's more to come, and they've got part 2, and they're going to investigate it more, see if they capture more evidence there. So watch out for episode season 4, episode 6. I know the Ghost Adventures did capture a thing walking across the attic in their first documentary series, but I see those as less professional. You got to remember, on Expedition X, they've got this skeptic that's pretty good at debunking some of the stuff. Anyway, he also listened to the sounds that happened at the same time. He said it sounded like an animal, which it could have been. I don't think it could. The sound that they captured doesn't have to be related to what they captured on video, of course. But yeah, interesting stuff. And of course, I've had my own paranormal experiences like that too. But yeah, I was looking for a fur hat, because it looks like a fur hat, right? Looks like one of those Daniel Boone hats he's got on. He's definitely got a white face and a beard. Can't see him with a gun there though. But the problem is we've got the transparency of the back wall here. So there's not enough colour. Shame that the camera wasn't zoomed in more at the time. And you can see his thigh coming down here. It's definitely a person. And these are boots here. Like we saw in the pictures. But anyway. Let's see, fur hat, Daniel Boone, maybe? What do you call it? Possum? Raccoon? If I could type it in. See, that's more like it, isn't it? That fits more of the picture, doesn't it? Yep. But can we get a Civil War person of that? Unless they're like mounted men helping out one side. I don't know. Maybe it's colder up there. Morgan, where is it? Let's find out on the map. See how cold it is up there. Fort Morgan, it's on an island. So you'd have the cold breeze coming through. We've got lots of Fort Morgans here though. Okay, we'll just pick the first one. See where it goes. Is it out to sea? Whereabouts is it? Well, that one's in the middle, so it can't be that one, because we know it's on an island. So must be that one, is it? Aha, here we go. So that's where it is, on the tip of the island, entrance going into the bay. Oh, I'm going to go out. New Orleans. Mississippi, so it's down there. So I'm not sure how cold it would get near the coast, but I suspect it would probably get fairly cold. So can we see it on the map here? Satellite. It's not a big island at all, is it? Because you can see why it's going to get washed away. Get a big storm swell and rise in sea levels. Why can't we see the forts though? It was like a hexagon type shape. Oh, here it is. So that's off course. Of course, just a tab. It's over this way. Here it is. Hexagon. No, it's not even a hexagon star, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pointed, is it? So yeah, whereabouts were they filming? It's a good question. I think it was on the green part, and they're on the green part in the middle, filming everywhere they could. So it probably was looking down this way. Oh, actually, here's the entrances here, over this way. They must have been filming this way. I can see the little round bits. So they said it was on the end. They said it was it ended and it went to swampland. So is that all the outside bit here? Yeah, it looks like it's got a row of swampy bits. Is that like a is that like a little moat around it? Be an interesting place to go and visit though. So it doesn't look too swampy this side though. But you have to watch the TV show anyway. So which way would they have gone then? Must have been this way. All this out here must be swampy because it got washed under the water or something. Or it's just low down, just getting filtered with rain all the time. And long grass. Anyway. What's the next bit? Okay. Be right back. I spent years looking for ghosts in UK and never saw one. Wow, I've had quite a few attack me. I've had a demon creature jump on my bed and stand on my back, and I can feel the feet of it. Well, not feet, they felt like hooves. Okay, so yeah, I think it's very hard to capture them. I've been trying to. If you've got cameras with you, they know. That's when they know you can't capture them on film, is when you start to see them. So, unless you can trick them. But yeah, they certainly know how to mess around with electronics. Of course, then I've had apparitions and strange stuff happen in cold spots especially, where you don't see anything, but you know there's something there, because the cold spot moves, right? It's like a common column of super cold air, and you know there's something there that's not normal. Because it moves or disappears, and then the room suddenly gets really hot again. good if it was really super hot night and you couldn't sleep. Pack in the ghosts, they chill it down. But yeah, what's my most preferred method of donation? My name's Paul, not Phil. But that's alright. Substar is my preferred one because they don't pay out until you reach over $150. And it's stuck at 110 at the moment, and I got no subscribers yet. But you have to have a credit card. But you can do super chats. It's available. And but then if you don't like Google getting 30% of the money, there's other options. If you have a look at my webpage, I'm not sure if I've still got it in the... No, I haven't. It was at the top here. If you scroll up, not too far, and the webpage is WordPress. For tips, files, and Discord research group, and you can click there and find those other links. Alright, so just scroll up a wee bit, it's not too far up, save me reposting it. And there's OBS tips, and gives you an option of PayPal and also credit card. We were using that when we weren't using YouTube as our main streaming, because when we got striked, we lost streaming for 3 months, so I had to go to Twitch. So OBS tips was the only option I had, because Super Chat was no longer. But it's back at the moment, so we should be right. So there's plenty of ways to pay. Just use one of the links. And thank you very much. But if you do it via the OBS, and you get a dancing alien, and you get your name up here on this thing here. For some reason, they don't honour connecting all your different donation links to OBS, which is a pain. So you don't get all the fanfare when people donate from all the different sources, which makes it a bit useless. But yeah, Super Chat will pop up with the dancing alien and also OBS tips. So yeah, it's really up to you how you want to donate, even if it's a few bucks. Anyway, better carry on. So what was I talking about now? Oh, right, I was talking about ghosts. The reason I was interested more in, I don't know, pretty much everything really. Cryptids, and I used to get a magazine which used to have all these different stories about ball lightning and all that, so I was interested in people researching that to try and get answers, and one of them was ghosts, of course. And it wasn't until I was in my late 20s, 30s, early 30s, I can't remember exactly how old I was now, is when we first started getting apparitions and haunting in their house, because a guy committed suicide. And I think it was him that was walking around, and you could feel the cold pillar. Normally people, when they commit suicide, for somehow they don't seem to disappear up the beam of light, as they say. they linger because they still think they're alive or whatever, or maybe they get closed off. So yeah, whatever the afterlife is, we still don't know, and that's why we've got to keep researching it, of course. And the technology is getting better to capture these apparitions, of course. And you got to catch them out. I think you just got to catch them out. Normally you get electronic failure, battery going dry on you. I also think it depends on the daytime, what period of the day it is. Also, I think a lot of it's related to maybe even sunspots, solar winds, and maybe the position of the medic charges. Because we talked about the meteorite impacts, right, across the world. And the least place where meteorite impacts occurred is obviously UK, which is kind of strange. But it's got some big meteorite impacts around UK. So it depends where your location is, I think. New Zealand, again, I don't think it's got any big craters around this way, but it's got a lot of meteorite impacts that happens over the years, which obviously burn up mostly in the atmosphere. Those ones are not going to embed right in the ground and cause meteorite isotopes in iron to be collected. Like there's meant to be under Skinwalker Ranch, when they did some drilling, they brought up obviously some meteorite material, black rock, right, on the TV show. I'm not sure if you've been watching it or not. But yeah, it's all interesting, and eventually someone's going to get more and more evidence as the technology improves. So maybe we're starting to see it now. In the last couple of years have been some really good captures. So you need another 40 on, Substar. yeah. That makes it difficult, doesn't it? There's no way to get to early release. Unless somehow I subscribe and donate to myself, and then I lose money by doing that, but I also can release the money. I don't know, maybe I'll figure out something how to get it released. Wasn't trusting Patreon at the time. Patreon changed theirs also. Theirs used to be a limit of $100, and I think people complained. And now they make it every month, they just pay it out onto PayPal, because there's no reason why they should hold on to it. But they got PayPal, and Substar hasn't. They got some other alternatives, of course, but direct to bank account is one of them. And because of bank fees, they make it so high up, because it's like $10-20 just to take out your own money or transfer your own money. Anyway, enough about money, because it's not really about money here. We're just talking about this topic, which is more interesting. But yeah, if you want to help me, it's there. To try and keep me going. I just bought a new bracket for my second display here. I had a wire frame, pretty crappy, and it doesn't screw onto it, and of course it would fall over sometimes. I was wondering that the screen didn't crack a couple of times, but lucky enough it cost me $200, this portable 15-inch LCD screen. It's like a laptop size, so I have it next to my laptop on the bed, you see, when I got bad back, because I can't sit in a chair for too long. So yeah, it's all good. Of course, it arrived today. For me to only break it. It's got this screw going into this black bracket, and I couldn't figure out how to get the slider released, and I pulled a wee bit too hard, and it broke off one of the threads inside where the plastic is. So the screw was holding it together by one thread. So I thought, damn it, I'm going to have to open it up and see if I can fix it. Or just glue it. Put the screw in there, glue it with Aerodite, and maybe let it set. Lucky enough I found another screw after looking through all my jar of bits and pieces. And found one that was not quite as fat, but was slightly longer. So I tried it out, and it seemed to tap in deeper inside the fitting. Seems to be doing the job, so fingers crossed. The thing only cost me $11 and it cost me like 30 to get it posted to me. But yes, it's sturdy as hell now, and if you bump it, it's not going to fall over. So yeah, it only does up to I think it's set at 19-inch LCD screen, which is okay. I wouldn't want to go that big anyway. Of course, they're right close to me, so I don't need the big screens far away, you see. Anyway, on to the next bit was GUFON. Let's just play this one.
The last few shows. But I was just thinking, thank you for that. Shane Reed, a very much continuing supporter of GUFON. Here, that's for you, and that's a $5 box right there.
See, he seems to get a lot of donations, and I don't know why, because this guy never gives any of the answers, or hasn't really got any interest in stuff. He just does third phase, some funny clips, and his analysis is often wrong. Of course, not always wrong, but
I appreciate it, Shane Reed.
People just every day he's on, and he must get about $100. So I don't know how he's doing it.
Mucho gusto, generoso. I know. I'll come up with something new when it's time. Everything.
You know, his head was always gear paid for by his fans. You know. See, I'd like to get a $5,000 new laptop that can handle everything I throw at it. But yeah, it's just not going to happen. And not at the current rate of donations
it has
anyway.
to find its own death. I always come up with some new saying or something, some way to put these.
Yeah, that wasn't where I started.
I'm putting it on the wrong screen.
Maybe it's coming up.
Extreme speeds. I've never.
Oh right, here we go.
I am going to show it to you now.
See what he says about this one.
We've been saying that for a while. I don't know, but it is what it is. Look, you go to some other shows, they don't even pay attention to your super chats. Capiche? Yeah, that's why. Oh, it's a one capiche show. It's pretty.
He spends too long thanking his people. I find really, the animation should be good enough, right? The animation that pops up on the screen and it says we got a donation. It even says that donation of $20 or whatever. That should be good enough to thank that person, right? They're embedded in that show at that point onwards. But anyway, you can always thank the people at the end, which is normally what I do. So you keep the show flowing, right?
Pretty good. Now, this is where the show takes off a little bit faster. I know. But I really like that UFO. I like the UFO story there, the ones we just went over. Pretty awesome.
Mate. I was trying to get it to the right spot.
There was an incredible UFO sighting. This must be the best sighting in a long time. I am going to show it.
So he's saying this is the best sighting he's seen in a long time, and yet only a month ago he was saying another one was the best he's seen in a long time, and a month before that he was saying exactly the same for another one, and of course all of them have been debunked. Like I'm going to debunk on this one here coming up.
To you now. This was on third phase. This will be on third phase UFO report tonight. I'm putting up another video. This is phenomenal. I have to show this to you. I can't wait another day. I haven't seen this. What am I doing? I'm putting it on the wrong screen. This is bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. But whatever this is unreal. Here you go.
Okay, remember I said when I first looked at it, I thought it looked like fireworks going off. So we'll just look at it again. He said no one's debunked it. Now, if you did it frame by frame, you would see some obvious things. They're saying that it was flying around, coming closer, and then flying away, which it clearly isn't. Notice the country it is as well.
Não, já tá aí uns 10 minutos.
Brazil,
Daí eu já
wasn't
aperto
it?
aqui, tá embaixo
This
aí.
location.
Dá?
So we're getting a closer look at whatever this object is, darting from left to right, blinking in and out of existence. Captured in Sao Paulo, Brazil. You could hear the
There you go,
family,
Brazil.
and even the canine, the dogs.
Now, in the past, we talked about these fireworks things they launch up into the air, these platforms, and they sometimes tether them to the ground, so they're higher up, and then they set off the display. This is exactly what we're looking at here. We're not hearing explosions, as you can hear the people talking in the background, but maybe if you could get the original footage and really enhance it, maybe you could hear slight sounds, maybe. Again, it just shows you even little explosions from flares, depending on the direction of the wind, and you ain't going to see the smoke, and you're not going to hear it. But in Brazil, they do have these platforms. Let's see if we can find it. Firework platforms. I said it was fireworks, but I didn't have time to look at it because at the end of the thing, I skimmed over it really quickly. Firework, and I forgot to redo it. Firework balloon platform. Brazil. Now they do it in other countries too. I think Asia does these things as well. Brazilian party fireworks balloon. Well, let's have a quick look at that one. Oh, a daytime one. You can see how it's going. Here we go.
Oi, caralho. Aí, que emoção. Olha isso, rapaziada.
Crazy looking, isn't it? But there you go. It just shows you just some helium, and off you go.
Show, show.
Okay, can you see they had a tether there, but there's no reason why they couldn't have a really long cable to keep it in the same location. Okay, there's another tether line that's been released by looks of it.
Cabeça, olha isso.
And now it's got a long fuse on this one. It's not got a timer or any electronics. Disastrous. That's a bit disastrous, isn't it? Looks like it's not high enough up. I just wonder if there's some skyrockets aiming downwards there.
Que merda.
Okay. That's why. It started going off. It looks like it's disintegrated the structure. It came on the ground and started firing at them. Door. Okay, so that's what we're looking at in that video at night time, though. Art of Air and Fire, Brazil Renegade Balloonists. Okay, what's that one? Got to be careful what we can play though. Okay, so they got all their nice little pretty balloons. Here's one of these firework ones. Look how big that one is. Whoa. Maybe that one stays on the ground. That one, who knows? Balloons. Yeah, it's a big page, isn't it? Okay, here we go. So it even shows they've been doing it for a long time. So they've got regular balloons with payloads. Now they're making their own structures. And here we go. Special method to retrieve balloons landed in the ocean. Okay. So what else can we find? This is a floating firework balloon. Landed wrong. Reddit. So it doesn't take too much research to research all this stuff, does it? Locations, date time, see if there's any events. There's a big one again. So that must be the video we just saw. Just seeing what else we got. So here we go. We got this one here with the regular balloon, and you can see the tether keeping it in place. So I think that's what we're watching in that one. You can see it's got little payload decks. So one bunch of fireworks, and then it lets off the next ones. Pretty good idea though. Wish we had that in New Zealand. That would be a good display, I reckon. So this is what we're looking at here, and you can see sometimes it fires up a lower level here as well, just like we saw in that picture, and you can see that they're firing off to the ground here. We'll
Barking in the background, whining. Seems like the dog's sensing things. Look at this thing.
Okay, there. See that thing there? It looks like something broke away and went to the ground here.
Bouncing back and forth, static in one place and then in another, in a blink of an eye. What are we looking at? This is incredible footage, and I'm glad people across the country and the planet are sharing videos. This is pretty good stuff, bro.
So those people must have known what they were filming, right? And they sent it to third phase just to get a laugh. Let's see if they could get the video up there.
What's your thoughts? Yeah, it's blown away.
So this doesn't help us out in ufology, finding the truth about UFOs, let alone aliens or ghosts.
By that move right there, did he see it? It just darted with extreme speeds. I've never seen anything like it on video. We've seen this in person, Blake and I, on the North Shore of Oahu when we're...
Did you see any extreme speeds? We saw that some of the fireworks broke off and went this way. Is that what he's talking about, extreme speed?
10 years old of this bright light.
You can see that's pretty much static there. I wonder if we could enhance it and see if there's something above it. You can see it's a wee bit too high here. The balloon could be up here, you see. So that could be another way they do it. They crop it so you can't actually maybe brighten it yourself and actually see if there's anything there in the sky. But we could do that with this add-on here in real time and see if we can see anything else. That makes it a wee bit better. Invert. But I think the balloon's above where we can't see it. And now we can start to see the pixels, right? So you can see how far away it is. So let's just go back. We got it really enhanced, as you can see.
Speed of light, as you could say. This thing was moving too fast to be conventional.
Now you can see how much it's lighting up the cloud there. We can see there's some cloud.
Oh, what is this thing? Look at the immensity of light that's pulsating from this thing. Is it trying to give us some sort of message? You know, we're just letting it roll raw, looking at it a second time, enhanced a bit. We blew it up.
That's
So
unbelievable.
you can get a better close look. You can see some kind of like red light indicating at the end of the blink, almost in a high density of the light, but it's cool because it just seems like it's zooming away
They
real
took
fast
garbage,
and then
don't
comes
they?
back into frame, like it's going back and forth in a weird manner. This is to find any
Watch
kind
this.
of drone or aircraft that I'm aware of. Look at this thing.
This is, oh my
Boom,
god.
boom, boom.
Hey,
Oh,
you
did
can see it.
It's
You can
just
drop. You
shooting
can see it
back
dropping
and forth.
fireworks. Then
Guys, you got to share this
That is
video
so
on your
bizarre.
major social media.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Isn't it weird?
no,
Very
watch the Out There
strange.
channel GUFON, and you can learn.
Hey, Dark Hour Paranormal, what's up, man?
So you can see how easy it was just to run that little add-on filter there. It's quite handy. We can do that with HTML5 players now. So what do you reckon on the side here? I need a tech to watch division. Yeah, Plex. I'm not sure where he is. I think he might be getting a new job. He could have joined us if he wasn't working. I don't know if he works in the weekend or not, but he works strange days, so I guess he does. So sometimes he gets the middle of the week off instead of the weekend. So yeah, and I used to have a few moderators to help the site out too, but obviously I can handle it myself anyway. These guys are worse than Secure Team. Yeah, they are. Don't say that to GUFON though, he'll attack you. The thing is, Third Face try to mislead you by claiming to do some analysis on it, and they're not really. You saw the simple stuff I just did there with searches. To me, it looked like fireworks going off, and looked like it was stationary. And I've seen these balloon things before a couple of years ago. But you can see just this little filtering.
Welcome to the show. Very
Just adds to it.
strange. It's one of my favorite sightings, UFO report style. All right? That okay? Way back when, in the 70s, or maybe 80s or 90s. I can't remember.
But as you can see, we can't see the balloon, unfortunately. It's cropped off here on purpose, I reckon. Might be better to see like a pear shape with the filtering. But when you're filming it like that and on a phone, which is the wrong direction, you're losing quality as well. Also, you should take a photograph, even if it's pitch black, because the photograph is 4 times the quality. Because as you know, most videos only do 30 frames a second, 1080p. Well, if you take a photograph, you can get 4,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels, which tends to be the standard now. Like a 12 megapixel camera, but you can get a lot higher than that. Now we're talking about 120 megapixel cameras possibly coming out soon. They've got the technology to do that now. So yeah, memory storage is obviously going to have to keep on increasing to store that quality of information, and that will blow these type of stupid videos out the sky, hopefully. So even video will be like 4K, hopefully standard, or 8K even, and we might be able to see through the enhancement side of things the objects in the sky better. But yeah, I just wanted to bring attention to that one. He was saying it's the best one he's seen, and it's already been debunked by other people as well as me. So just clear that one off. So let's have a look around. We've got a few more to go over, but we'll go to Secure Team, someone different for now. And he's put out a few more videos trying to sell his merchandise. And that's about it. Merchandise. Talking about old stuff. Now, those ancient footprints were debunked. Like it had like shoelaces, not shoelaces, shoe stitching, like moccasins. Turned out they could find similar rocks around the place fossilized rocks, which was the impression was actually something to do with a type of seashell. They had little dimples around the outside. But anyway, so that's fake news there. Green, grey, lives matter. Strange. Okay.
Here's a useful tip. Anytime the police get behind you, throw your hat off real fast. Pop this one on. Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah. Silly. Okay, there's the dot one he's brought up. Of course, notice he's only shown you 4 dots, where if you look at my original image I enhanced, it had quite a lot more dots going across, which I said looked like reflection of a light panel of maybe digits. But yeah, more advertising his merchandise. Another video well, actually his fancy watch. I don't know how much he paid for that. So that's where we got to last time. So we need to get the videos up. So we'll just do that. And that was the wrong one I selected here. Where's the other one? Oh, this one here. Hoax. Hoaxer. Here we go. So he's put up another video 2 hours ago. So we'll have a look at that one. But we'll start with this one here. I don't think I've gone over this one. Or maybe I skimmed over it, but let's just have a quick look just to be sure. Strange lights, UFOs. Yeah. Okay, straight to what? Merchandise?
You may be wondering why I haven't posted in a few days. Well, if you saw on my Instagram, which by the way, head over and follow me. I'd like to hit that 20K mark. But I posted a video after a couple of days ago. I had to go to...
Follow me, I want to hit 20Ks.
Started hemorrhaging on the inside. I had to get new stitches put in, as you're seeing from that video I posted to Instagram, so I've been very sore. You can probably hear it in my voice, but let's get into some UFO videos, something I can let you guys just watch.
He's always playing the feel sorry for card. You know, everybody's got their own illnesses. Anyway, this one we debunked already. It's a lead kite with a long tail on it, where it plays the pattern of lights going downwards to the tail and repeats it every so often. I think we sort of decided it was going to be, the shape of it could fit more of one of those butterfly kites, which normally have 2 long tails, but there were some variations where it had no tails as well, and some that had a very long central tail. And you can see it moves like it's being flown by a kite flyer. And of course someone's zooming in here. You can see the light going down. So we debunked that one already, probably a month ago. But it's only just now showing up on Secure Team. And we tried to enhance it. You could see there was something coming down from it as well. So you have to go and find that original video. So we don't need to redo that one. And he'll be talking crap about it. So now, the reason these people that watch him, and they think it's all great, 15,000 likes, it's because they don't watch me. If they watch me, then they'd say, oh yes, can see it's a kite. In fact, probably, if anyone said it was a kite in the comments, he probably would have them deleted. You see, it's always ones that sort of praising him, no negatives. Great footage. Great footage. To me, the glowing UFO flapping its wings looks like it could possibly be an angel. Oh yeah, it's got to be an angel. So we'll get to that one if it's in this video. Don't work yourself too hard. He's a grifter. He never works hard. He's never worked hard since he's started up his YouTube channel. He may have been initially for the first year, but he was certainly in his first video, which was his leaker, famous leaker one. Not Mr. Ken, that's his last one. Dr. Norton was his second one. But there's one called Area 51 leaker, which was sort of taking the mickey out of Bob Lazar, I think. He got like 5 million views on that, so that would have gave him a quick boost of money back in 2011 when they were paying pretty good back then. Back then you could get 1,000 views and make $100. Nowadays, I don't think it's that good. You make about 50 cents, 1,000 views. But anyway, they didn't have ad blocker too much back then either. What was I going to say? But anyway, 5,000 views probably would have made them... back then, less ad blocker probably would have probably gotten 4,000 probably. 4,000, probably a couple of ads in it, 4 ads in it. Would have probably gotten about anywhere between $5,000 and $20,000. I think it works out of all those millions of views. So he would have been pretty much set for the first year after that, because if he was on unemployment, I don't think it would come out that much. But he probably was getting unemployment and getting that under the table. Especially if you do it in a way of using your wife and stuff, I guess. You can hide these things, right? Or if you put it in your PayPal account. And not declare your PayPal. So I'm not sure if anyone's actually debunked the first one with a kite. It doesn't look like it. Dude, I know your pain. The music is comforting. I kind of find his music annoying, but anyway. I missed you so much. Okay, see, this is what I mean. It's all the same echo chamber going on here. No one's talking about the actual video. And there's no real solutions being posted here. And if it was, like I said, someone would have deleted it. I think he's got a lot of moderators that if they debunk, they sort of get deleted. But let's just carry on. And that's the guy on the motorbike filming, so that's what that noise is. There you go. We know it's a kite. On to the next video. See if we're debunked or not. So this is the one.
Anyone in Tennessee over Nashville see this, put it down in the comments. Now back to Brazil. I'm going to show you some footage here that looks very similar to some separate footage also captured in the same area, but first go ahead and check this out.
¿Qué es eso? Bueno, no sé qué será eso. Parece un ovni o será un edificio. Por allá detrás.
So what do you reckon? It looks like it's close to the build tops here. I was thinking maybe it's one of those fire balloon going off again. Does look like one of those. Is it in Brazil again? Did they say it Brazil? I forgot to
show you some
note.
footage here that looks very similar to some separate footage also captured in the same area. But first, go ahead and check this out.
Okay,
in the sky over and over and over, not what we're seeing here. So anyone in Tennessee over Nashville see this, put it down in the comments. Now back to Brazil. I'm going to show you some.
There you go. So this is one of these fire balloons. Again, firework balloons.
Footage here that looks very similar to.
But it looks like it's really close to a high rise. But then we don't know if it's over like a paddock, you know, or a football field or a stadium or something where they release them to be safer. And it looks like it's in a storm there too. It's raining.
Some separate footage also captured in the same area. But first, go ahead and check this out.
In fact, I can hear the explosions going off. I'm not sure if you can. You probably have to wear a headset. Before that guy started talking, you could hear boop, 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 boop type sound.
Same area, but first go ahead and check this out.
I'm just good at mixing here.
Also captured in the same area, but first go ahead and check this out.
There you go. Unfortunately, he sticks music over top, which is really annoying. So do third phase, and they do it on purpose so you don't hear the explosions. Okay, you can hear boom boom before the music ruins it. I might have to turn it back down again because it's normally too loud.
But I'm going to go ahead and let you watch it. As you're seeing here, someone posted, quote,
so we know it's the same thing happening in Brazil. There are obviously some celebrations going on. So, big deal. So this shows how much they put up the same footage, all these UFO channels, right? And none of them got it correct.
More HD version of that at a separate time as well, a separate time and day as the first footage. And it appears we have unidentified objects flashing these massive blue lights that look to me.
So to me, that's just disinformation and ufology, and why these people get away with it and make so much money is criminal. 170,000 views there. So it's not millions of views like he used to get, or 600,000 he used to get. But still, if you do 10-minute video, you can add 4 ads in, no problem. And that sort of doubles, four times your money. So that gets you up to almost like 800,000 views, almost 1 million views. Halve it to 50 cents. So that's a $500 video, isn't it? Right there. Not bad earnings for probably a few hours work posting other people's videos. And just talking garbage over it and putting some music over it. Okay, on to the next one. Yeah, you know how he got the subs though? Someone told me he bought quite a lot of subs, like at 1.5 million subs come from Russia. You might remember the Angry Truth Seeker where he's showing his stats page, kind of lined up with what someone said. So all those subs, often they get a lot of people sign up. And they go and click join up and all that, so that's very hard for Google to detect them as fake accounts. But they just end up being dormant accounts because unless you keep paying for them to do views every so often on those accounts, then Google gets suspicious that they're fake accounts. But he still had like a good 800,000 from other sources, and 800,000. The reason why would he want to buy subs? Well, he wanted to get that play button, right? So he couldn't get past 800,000, so he decided to buy some subs, or someone bought it on his behalf, right? So exclude him from the transaction. Like, that's what happened. because I was watching his stats and he was getting like 100 new subs a day, and suddenly it went up to 500, 600 subs a day, which you don't get jumps like that for no reason. And then it sort of tapered off, right? Actually, was it 500 subs or 5,000 subs? I know I might have too less zeros here. It might have been 1,000 subs a day he was getting, and then it jumped up to 5,000 at that particular point. Anyway, it's something significant anyway. Unless you got some really good advertiser going on, like you're on Fox News or something, I don't think you'd get that many subs. Yeah, so he got 800,000 by working out a deal with UK magazines, right? And what would happen is eventually other magazines would copy the story off them, pay them money for the story, and then somehow it ended up on Fox News or whatever, which is the worst place ever for his bullshit to end up on. So yes, what can you do about it? Not much, apart from doing what he did. And of course what happens is a lot of these fraud channels are now doing the same thing. They're going to the UK papers saying, oh, I got this video, are you interested in it? You don't have to pay me anything, you can play it for free, and often they will, you know. Or you can make a deal. You can say, well, the money I get from it, I'll pay you back, the reporter, like a Christmas bonus. That would be another way for the reporter to keep using your stuff all the time, right? So how would you prove that? Well, we can't. But that's what I think was happening. I think he was giving the reporters maybe an extra $1,000 a weekend or something, because he was making that much money from it. But anyway, to me it's dishonesty anyway. Who's that famous person that said, if you're making big money in ufology, then obviously you're a shill?
That they would need a lot of power behind them because they are so bright. Now, another clip here, also unfortunately without sound because it was posted with music behind it, but this object was captured back here in America, this time over Philadelphia, of what appears to be a hexagon-shaped dark object or disc, although you know what I mean, flat-surfaced, thin, but hexagon in shape.
And it seems to be travelling with the wind direction, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, Mitre balloon, 3-dimensional one. Mitre balloon. No, it couldn't be a mitre balloon. It's got to be alien technology. Mitre balloon, hexagon. Well, it's not really a hexagon. What do you call a 3D shape of it? It'd have another name for it, wouldn't it? Tetrahedron or something. Hexahedron. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what we got coming up. And that's not hexagon. Next, not hexagon, but there's one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But it's flat-sided. Okay, we've got soccer balls. I got happy birthday one. Here we go. Now we're on to it. Something like that we want. In fact, wasn't it the one I was looking for the other day? It looks very similar to what I was looking for. You know, when I said when you're looking for the balloon, or pop up in the next search. Yeah, I was sort of mucking around with this one where I said it looks like it's got the top and bottom half being the same colour. This is really close to that one the other day. I was trying to figure it out. I spent at least 30 minutes on it. But I probably shouldn't go over it. But it looks really similar to what I was looking for. This one here. Let's see the fun now. If you deflate it a wee bit, I think that might be the one we're looking for. I said it would be out there. Sure enough, synchronicity kicks in. There we go, inside chat here. Dead Queens, Legals, marijuana. Hey, legalize marijuana. Agree, Tyler has so many subs, I don't understand it. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to most people, but from those ones that are subbing them. But anyway, we're trying to find something like this, but hexagon one. And it's just a matter of getting the right keywords, as you saw. Maybe we need to know what the name of the technical name of a hexagon 3D thing is. Hexagon 3D name. Hexagon massive vision. And this one here, is it 1, 2, it's that thing there. Is that what we're looking at? I think so. What's the name? Oh, we're asking that. We want to know what the name of it is too. Okay, what's it called? Something pops up when you don't want to. It's called a sectorate. What? 14 sides. Truncated octahedron. Is that the other name? And what the other guy's saying? Rhombic dodecahedron. Surely not. That's why I don't remember these names. What else we got? I said hexahedron before though, didn't I? Well, let's try just searching on hexahedron. Mind you, it's saying it's only got 6 faces. So it doesn't sort of match what's in that video. But we're getting 3D shapes now. Here we go. Oh, that's a good search. And it's got all that balloon. That's just what I should have done last time. I should have typed in hexahedron. It's giving us all the right answers, Google. It's giving us all the 3D ones. Okay, what's this one here? This one looks really good. Factory cheap inflatable. 24-inch. Okay, what do we got? Are they all the same? Oh, damn, they're all the same. But could it be that? This sort of got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, isn't it? I think that's what we might be seeing, huh? Looks like a cube, but it's not a cube. Now let's have a look at the video again. It's really dark, isn't it? So we might have to use our special filter. Okay, let's just try this. It's not sort of popping out. black as black. Oh, here we go, inversion. Let's just roll it back.
More HD version, Philadelphia, of what appears to be a hexagon-shaped dark object or disk, although you know what I mean, flat-surfaced, thin, but hexagon in shape.
Not really helping. I think it's that thing we're looking at, though. It's just too dark, isn't it? If they could zoom in a wee bit more.
Okay, anybody over Philadelphia, get your cameras out. Did you see this? If you did and you got video, send it in. My email is down below. And also, by the way, I now have a P.O. box. So if you have artwork, stories, or anything cool.
Yeah, any balloons, he'll put it up for you. Bit disappointing. I thought maybe the enhancement would have given us something. So you can see the sides. But yeah, it sort of fits that, doesn't it? There we go. So I'll actually put some images up. Kind of fits this one, I think. We've got more separated here, is it? Says the square helium balloons, but I don't know. Some look more hexagon shape. Keep looking. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see, what else can we try? Just 3D maybe? We've got pillows, hearts, spheres. All sorts of things, isn't there? Again, Humpty Dumpties, bears, horses, unicorns. All this could be floating around. Mickey Mouse. Look at that one's super sharp corners. What else? What else? What else? Letter balloons, giraffe, pony, dinosaurs, Spider-Man, elephants, lions, dogs, and soccer balls. Here's some more crazy shapes. Yes, so it hasn't sort of narrowed it down on that keyword for us. Reindeers. And Spider-Man again. Yeah. A blow up turd. Yeah, if I was security team, I'd buy one of all these balloons and just feature one every month. I caught this on my new P1000. What do you think? Poodles, bears. We've seen those ones. Oh, here's the square ones again. But they look more square than hexagons, don't they? So those ones, definitely not those ones. The only ones that sort of matched was those ones. That one there, the white one. Yeah. Good way. Looks like the white one, I'd say. Sort of has the right shape for some reason. Maybe the other one's a different material. But anyway, it's definitely moving like a balloon.
secureteamnews@gmail.com. If the file is too large to send, like it usually something, is that where the new Area 53 is? I know I have thousands of fans out of Brazil, so put your cameras to the skies. Send me in your footage. The email link down below, secureteamnews@gmail.com.
One of those strange weather anomalies.
If the file is too large to send, like it usually is, simply upload it to YouTube and then email me the link to it and put UFO footage as the subject of the email. Now, lastly today, I want to show you a clip that's been circulating on social media regarding the La Palma volcano, which as of late has been very active. You're seeing CNN news reports about it, reports everywhere. And well, some footage recently came out of what looks like a shock wave coming from the volcano, and what some have said, who were there at the time, actually included an object that came out with the shock wave that was almost nearly impossible to be seen. We don't see it on camera.
Could it be a molten rock that disintegrates? Yeah, we've talked about that in third phase ones.
Here, I'll play it over a couple of times, and you be the judge.
Could it have gone over a house full of dynamite? Molten rock. That kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Probably some quarry there. Almost looks like an explosion. Now the question is, if you type in do volcanoes explode with a compression wave, I suppose you can call it, and I think they do. Two-phase dynamics of volcano eruptions. Indeed, flow into a volcano. Conduct will choke, and when it reaches the sound, explosion erupts generally occur after viscular magma fragments. There you go, that's what comes out, shooting like a cannon. Oh no, it sounds way too technical. 2010. You couldn't possibly research that on a UFO channel. No, it had to be aliens shooting out. As I said, I suspect this will be a lot of reason. Your thought bag. Go back. Waited on website. It's locked in. Not looking up, is it? Had some militia. Now look, it's clicking my mouse. Look. Oh, all over the place. This. We got a crash. Try that going. Volcano shoots like a cannon. See what that comes up. White Island, that's New Zealand. Lava pours out of volcano. That's what we were looking at before, was it? White Island. We're talking about New Zealand volcano there. So there wasn't too many super volcanoes. So what it was saying is, the pressure builds up when it gets lava filling up the hole, and then it cools down, and then the pressure builds enough, and then it shoots it out like a cannon. That's what it said when I was reading it before. It's probably got a special name for it. Volcano explosion. Type of explosions. Okay. See what comes up. Helps if you can type it. 4 types of volcanic eruptions. Talks about the amount of gas. I know that at the moment they're talking about poisonous gas coming out of it, aren't they? What are the 7 types? Okay, hydrothermal. Eruption driven by the heat in a hydrothermal system. So that sounds like compressed steam, doesn't it? Fabric explosion driven by the heat from magma interacting with water. Okay, so obviously explodes a bit like when you got molten aluminium. If you spray water at it, it explodes. So maybe that's what we were seeing there. And it's got these other ones which hasn't stuck out the names on the side, unfortunately. But yeah, it's pretty boring, isn't it, that footage?
Okay, so while I didn't see any object coming out of the volcano, we have definitely seen countless photographs and video of UFOs interacting with volcanoes in Mexico.
So we're straight into the disinformation here. We know there's the international airports about 100 kilometers behind this major volcano. Sits strictly in that path, so planes are flying overhead. They're not actually going down vertical here. They're actually flying horizontal over your head. So it's because they've got the camera aimed at the volcano, we're looking into the sky. And of course, these are probably coming down on an angle on a flight path to land anyway as well. So it looks like it's coming straight down. As you know, it ends up being an optical illusion. I'm not sure if anyone's explained it. Planes look vertical. That thing keeps popping up. Go away. Vertical. Look vertical. Optical illusion. Just that someone's tried to explain it. Two aircraft landing. Let's have a look at that one. I went. Alright. So we've seen that before too, haven't we? On third phase. Remember I told you they're doing mucking around with the editor, where it looks like the plane's got multiple wings. Funny jokes. But we've never seen it done, so that could be a Photoshop. Never seen it done on video directly, but obviously you can. And that's not what we're after though. Images. I think they're trying to explain it here, aren't they? No one's doing it for us. But it's because I've got the camera tilted up, right? It looks like it's coming straight down. Yeah, that's not coming up. Straight line and sky looks vertical. See what that comes up with. Here we go. And what comes up? We didn't even put planes this time. It's really showing us plane contrails in the sky, right? It looks like they're coming down to crash into the mountains, but they're not. They're just flying overhead. And we've got the contrails to show where the plane was passing. And of course, see, that one looks like it's coming down, and it's not. But I was hoping someone was going to explain it. Blue sky. So yeah, nothing really popped up. But yeah, you got the curvature of the Earth, mountain, plane flying overhead, and you're aiming your camera upwards, so you got no reference point really to the real ground level. And it looks like it's going straight into the mountain when it's not. What's that one there? Anyway, but keep on going.
And really all over the world, things going down into volcanoes, objects that look like flying saucers, metallic things with light reflecting off of them.
So this is also part of camera artifact and the motion blur. This is, you can see here the shape of the bird here, and this at the top of it is actually just video compression. So and we've probably got some rolling shutter here. It looks like a wing going up here and a wing going up here, which happens with rolling shutter effect where it stretches the bird, because the bird's flying faster than the scanner off the sensor is processing. So you can see another wing down here, the other side of it. So it's a stretched out bird, and the thing in here is called video compression. Because the way the compression works, which is really technical, but anyway, you just have to take my word for it.
Flying near them, around them, coming in and out of the tops. And so, yeah, regardless of...
Okay, so this is again a plane coming in to land at the airport behind the mountain. It's not flying down on the angle at all.
Whether this was a UFO blasting out of the side of this volcano or...
so that could be one of those cannibal magna things that gets spit out, which you don't want to be anywhere near. But it could also be a miler balloon, couldn't it? Right? I think that's the one where it's floating towards it, not coming out of it, isn't it? Again, that's misinformation.
Or if it was just a thermal vent popping. It's some pretty cool footage, and it shows you this shock wave, you know, that just sort of blasts everyone backwards. So, really cool stuff. Tell me what you think down below. Again, guys, I'm sorry I haven't posted. Your boy's in some pain right now, but I'm going to be posting more and more as I heal up.
Oh, you'll be in a lot of pain if people get hold of you once they realise how much a hoaxer you are. His logo is just so dumb, man. Is that all he's got? Just one stupid logo. Anyway. He's put out a new one here. Let's have a look. Here we go for time. It's 9:41 here. That was loud, and I've turned down the volume by half.
Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team, and I am here on some alien business. Hashtag Insomnia Mafia. But anyway, let's get to this Insomnia Bite. What is up, guys? Tyler here. Yeah, just showing off my new snapback that I got and that I sell on the merch shop. I'm so happy I got it. It fits well. I love it. And I wasn't going to post a video, but I just felt like you guys needed some more information. So here we are. Let's get started. The first little bit of news that you may have heard about is that there is a gigantic comet approaching us from the outer solar system, and that they are saying could be the...
What's this, Jason? The logo looks really good. Are you serious? Could have been, yes, tanks. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I said it may have been lava going over some sort of construction area where they had gas. His logo is the most stupid logo I've ever seen. You want to see a cool logo, you see mine. I'm just, you know, not bragging or anything, but mine's just way better. The music, he doesn't even write himself. At least I write my own music. So, here's our latest new logo. And you can get it front and back as well. So I've got Mr. Alien Grey one on the back. And you got this cool Black Ops one. And we put the writing around so it's readable instead of going around, twisting around that way. So we did some extra work and tidied that up. But yeah, it looks really cool. And you can get everything the same, hats and whatnot, mugs, and you can also customize it and edit yourself, which I forgot to actually mention to people. I think you can click on there, and you can click on the pen here to edit, so you can actually make the logo a wee bit smaller if you want to. And you go into the customize tool here, and then you can choose whatever size you want basically until it gives you an error message. And you can actually write your own name at the bottom too if you want to. So yeah, that makes it really more flexible, and you can even then mix and match all the different designs and the graphics that we got up there over the years, and resize it, whatever. But yeah, that was our old version of the logo here, which goes around. Oh, why is it not letting us do it now? What's it saying? Alright, so this one here, the resolution is not quite enough pixels for us to scale it any bigger. So let's put one over the top of the old one here. So yeah, that's the old logo. It's only got half the number of dots on it, so you can't make it really big. Unless I got the wrong one. No, that's the right one. But we have got one here with more dots on it. The old design. Was it that one? Let's see if that one scales up. No, that's got to be the same one. That one. Oh, there we go. So the old design, yeah. See, the writing's different, and it's not as sharp, but it doesn't matter. Still think my logo's better in Brandon. And the music sucks, too loud to start with. So I'm actually trying to work on a new intro, which should be kind of funny. I'm going to have this UFO come down. It's got a 3D cartoon kiwi in it. It's going to shoot lasers at Blake Cousins and GUFON and all those other idiots out there as they're running away. So I'm going to rewrite the soundtrack for that. So yeah, like I did, I've demonstrated in the past some music software. Well, music generation software has all the famous synthesizers and stuff that you can do some really cool sound effects on. Whereabouts is it? It's amazing how much stuff you do. But this is the main reason why no one should be watching Secure Team from him faking. And this was just his
We enhanced the
one.
image to see what was creating what we first thought was simple gas of some sort. We saw this here.
That there should be alone to put you off Secure Team. None of his stuff is real. Right, it's all fake. Here's it's decoded.
Yes, my name is Ken, and I work as an astronomer and a scientist for a government agency. That is all that I can say at this time. This footage here was personally taken by myself and another colleague at the WMKEC Observatory.
Okay, that's why you don't follow people like that.
Yes, my name is Ken, and I work as an astronomer and a scientist for a government agency.
You can even tell
That's all that I can say
that it's
at this
his
time.
voice, right?
This footage here was personally taken by myself and another colleague.
So that's one of 3 videos that I have debunked where he's actually 100% behind it. Because you can tell if your voice is a fingerprint. It's Jason. So he's a fraud in ufology, 100%. Okay, so he even stole that logo here. See that logo down there? He stole that off a Chinese guy that did a competition for Alienware, and he didn't have the rights for it. That's why he's changed his logo. Remember, he got shut down. Lions Ground found out that he actually had stolen logo from the Chinese guy, and he got permission to the Chinese guy to claim damages and first of all was to take it down on all his Merc stores and YouTube channel and work out a deal, and I think the deal was like $100,000 to pay for damages. But they probably worked out a better deal, where it's probably going to be like $10,000 or $20,000, and then he got his website back, and so since then he's decided to redesign his own one because he can't keep using the old one. Fear of being taken down again. But that's the whole story behind the logo business and why he disappeared. Plus he was in prison. Doesn't tell everybody that, does he? He doesn't say he was in prison for beating his wife and also DUI charge, right? He doesn't tell you that. He doesn't tell you he was a pisshead and addicted to opiates since 2000. That's why he's got health problems now. He's caused it himself. Okay. He doesn't also tell you that he's made $3 million from ad money on his videos. That's not counting selling his Merc as well as his donations. He gets probably $5,000 a month from donations, right? So this is why we don't need people like that in this field, right? But anyway, I have written. If you go to my homepage and go into the Tyler playlist, you'll find a lot more stuff there, and also confession videos where he admitted using other people's content without permission, and he knew there were hoaxes and all that, but he didn't care because he was after making money, because he makes $1,000 a video. He's got that many people watching just on ad money. We're just talking about ad money here. But yeah, here we go. I was featuring what you can do on a PC with VST add-ons. There are demo versions out here which you can do something like what I've done here, where you can demonstrate. And this is the monopoly synthesizer range. And it simulates the real thing on your Windows, and you can do all the same crazy sound effects as all the modern composers out there. I think this might be one of my favourite ones. Wow, that's nice. And you got all these dobs and things. I'll just skim it in Life 11, and I was just trying to find the other one I was playing around with. It sounds like the same thing. This one's pretty good as well. It's got a built-in sequencer on this one. So there's all sorts of things you can get out there for composing music now. Just zoom in a bit. Yeah, it's like having thousands of dollars worth of synthesizers in your house. And you can just do it on your Windows laptop now. Different levels, performance. And it's so complex, the software. One here. There's another one. This one. You can do drums. You got one of these ones with the really old-fashioned ones where you can actually link it together with cables, all the oscillators and stuff to make a real synthesizer sound up. Amazing software out there. And you can keep a copy of all the old ones that you used to like hearing. This one here is amazing, I think. What was that one called again? Oh, maybe not. I think that was the Soddy one. Where was the other one that I had? But anyway, there's no excuse for using other people's stuff when you could probably make up your own soundtrack, I suppose. Saying security, same as what Third Phase were doing, but they sort of teamed up with that synthesizer guy. Can't remember what his name is, but he wrote a soundtrack specially for them because they were promoting his stuff so much, and they were making him lots of money. But yeah, I go through and demonstrate a few things here. I was new to it, of course. Oh, this one here, is that the one? Serum is really, really good. Shows you its three-dimensional sounds as well. You just create a loop, and away you go. 60 analog. Shows 3D waveforms, right? When you play it, should be reset preset, shouldn't it? Vert is saved. Yeah, it's really clever software. Check for updates. It's hard to know which one to buy because all of them are so good. Download the preset and put it in, but we won't do that. Hey, Plex, good to see you. For these guys to play around. I wasn't sure if you were working. Yeah, there's enough selection here, isn't there? That sequencer is just fabulous. Acid time. So yeah, let's see what we can knock up on the next intro. Good stuff. If you want to have a look over all that, all the different sounds I was playing, I'll post a link to it. If you're interested in music, in our field we have to be good at video, sound and everything, right? And 3D art, we got to do it all ourselves. Simps. They call them VSTs. I can't remember what it stands for now. Virtual something rather, wasn't it? Instruments, basically. I know Plex probably knows the full name of it. But they got 32 bits what they first come out with, and they've also got now 64 bits. And what's the difference between VST3? 3 is the latest ones out. Only real specialized software runs them too. Latest software runs them. Is that 128 bits? VST3s? It's only going to get better anyway. Hey, what happened there? Where's my stats gone? So these, no way these stats are right, are they? Virtual Studio technology, okay. Hit up Fiverr. Don't see any donations come through. Super Chat will show up here. OBS tips will show up here. But Substar doesn't show up here. But yeah, thanks anyone's donated. It hasn't popped up here. I will adjust it. Adjustment on I need a drink on the jar. So yeah, just beware. Secure team is not what he seems, and also Third Phase have been called out hoax and stuff. At the moment, he's not. Well, I say at the moment he's not hoaxing and stuff, but he has put out that video about CERN, and he was definitely behind taking the video from UK and saying it was CERN. So that means he's fabricated that story. So you can watch that one. Where's the one with the CERN one? Here, this one here. When we did the reverse search on it, he was the only name that came out from the original photograph, where he had repackaged it for CERN when it was clearly a plain contrail going around in a circle, a special type of contrail where that makes a funny pattern over UK. Security latest hoax. So that tells me he hasn't changed it, and that was only back in what was the date on that one? Wasn't that long ago. Only 1 month ago, right? So yeah, So I don't think his logo is really good. Do you think his logo is really good, Plex? James thinks it's the best logo he's seen. I just shown him our Black Ops one. Plex helped me tidy it up a wee bit. We sort of modified it and tweaked up the graininess on it to be more sharp on higher quality, high res. And we also showed you the other ones we did, some funny ones we did, and we're getting better and better at it, better at the graphics, and also getting better at the sound, hopefully. So much to learn, self-teaching and this stuff. And of course I wrote this avatar here. I took the image from a model from Robert. He actually had the statue made and had it painted, and he had some snapshots and he gave it to us. So I turned it into this talking avatar, right? And it's only one of a couple of sizes I've got here. So I got the bigger one. I'll see how the CPU handles it. Two aliens talking. Hello, hello, hello. So we've got the bigger head. And it's lagging a wee bit, I think. But he blinks his eyes every so often and stuff. Well, it squats his eyes. And you also got this one here where I'm trying to make the lips a bit more realistic rather than using circles. Right, so it talks normally. And this one blinks a wee bit more. So that's the latest one I'm working on. So you don't see security team do anything crazy like that, right? And you can sort of move it around. Right. So yeah, we are real degree holders. No bullshit artists. Right click should end it though. Why is it not ending it? Oh, it's just a wee bit delayed. I need a faster computer like security team's got though. So now we're looking at this latest video here anyway. After Jason was saying how great he was, and we're just pointing out to him that Tyler is the worst thing that ever hit ufology. It's going to take a while for it to repair. He sort of tried to be more credible than Third Phase of the Moon, which are obviously laughing stocks, right? With their crappy CGI, right? The obvious ones were obvious CGI, but yeah, you don't see his old fake ones he did anymore because he deletes them, right? And other people copy it. And if you think I'm behind it, then you're clearly wrong, because if you go to my homepage and watch me do it real time, if you go to this one here about deep fakes versus Tyler's fakes, right? You'll see that I find copies of the ones he deleted within the same month. People uploaded it straight after onto their channel and got millions of views as well. Made money from his fakes. But allowed us then to find them and run these pitch changing add-ons on browser to do it real time. So you can go and watch that. And see it's not me behind trying to make his name dirty or anything like that. But anyway, let's just carry on with this one. I'll just catch up on this thing there. Does it wink? Doesn't wink, but it sort of closes its eyelids down a bit. And I'm not sure if I get this one blinking as much, because I didn't want to have a nervous tick. It sort of happens randomly. But yeah, you can see this one is faster because it's sort of using a different method to do the mouth motion. And of course we've got secure team too. We've got secure team here for our special comedy series that we're working on. Looks like the virus scanner has kicked in on it, and it's going to screw up my computer now. Even though I keep telling Avast my code is not a virus, it still wants to keep scanning them. Okay. So we got some various sizes for Tyler, but it's on the wrong mic at the moment. But we can have Tyler here being interviewed. Let's see if it still works. So we can choose a smaller size. 1. And device, I'm not too sure. 11? Or is it 1? Try 11. Is he talking? No. He squints his eyes a bit. Can't remember what is the default microphone at the moment. 1 maybe. What's up, guys? Tyler here. The alien grey is mind controlling me. How about that? So yeah, whatever you prefer, I guess. You can see he shrugs his shoulders there. Robert didn't like my Tyler avatar though. I don't know why. I don't think he liked the voice I was using with it. But anyway, you can see we can have multiple ones running. This consume a bit more CPU. Yeah, everything is done live here, so we show how people to break down videos. You show the tools, apps need to use. Plus we do Google search as well. So we look up skydiving events and stuff like that just to prove it's a bunch of skydivers. Show you how to do it and all that sort of stuff. How to debunk, basically. Just because we have actually got real UFO footage here. Because unlike other channels that are just out to make money, we're just out to fund it to keep it going. If you go to the home tab, I got this video. I requested it from the Skywatcher, and he gave it to me. No, not many Skywatchers would do that. And he knew I was debunking things, and he said, yeah, go to town on it. So I looked at it, and to me, it's one of the best credible footages out there. So yeah, if we can get more people maybe filming like that with multiple cameras at the same time, we can make it more of a solid case. So this guy didn't do that. He should have had a tripod filming him filming, and that would have been like behind the scenes just to prove it more credibility. Unfortunately, he didn't have that set up, but that's the way it goes, you know. Plus he had like a 20-year-old camera on him. But yeah, I still keep referring back to those, you know, just proven to people and not just a debunker. Anyway, on with the debunking.
Largest comet we have ever seen. A comet so huge it was initially mistaken for a dwarf planet is on an inward bound trajectory from the outer solar system. But there's no reason to worry. C-2014 UN-271, as the comet is called, will approach no closer to the Sun than just outside the orbit of Saturn. But its large size and relative closeness...
I thought there was a newer one than that now, where it's actually, they reckon it might possibly be like 11% possibility it's going to impact with the Earth, which is closer than Saturn. So yes, this is like old footage that he's recycling here. What is the latest one it's going to impact? Is it 2014, or have they updated the information perhaps? I think it's an asteroid 2 impact. 2081 it's meant to happen. so I won't be around to worry about my property. Let's see, have we got it? Here we go. Got plans for September the 24th, 2182 now. The big asteroid might. So what's the number of that one? Is it 2014? I don't think it is it? It could be the same one. Let's see. A 1 in 1700 chance of hitting Earth. I think they've updated that. 15 miles across. What's the name of it? Asteroid called 1950 DA. I know it's another one. So what's this one called? What can I see? Why can I see it? Why can I see it? I must have missed it. Have I? What's this one called? Stupid news articles. What's it say here? The image of Ben Nu. Ben Nu. What's the technical number for it though? Ben Nu. Ben Nu. Studying Ben Nu. Okay, let's just put that in. Ben Nu. Is that the number there? 10, 19, 50, 55. I guess that must be the number. So this one's the more scary one to come. What's it say over here? So forget about 2014 one. We should be worrying about this one. Well, the next generation should be. So they should be getting into space now. And experimenting with moving asteroids off course. Anyway, 2 to 3 days after the live show ends, you can find chapters. Yeah, I've been a wee bit slack on the chapters. I do put topics in and rough timestamps. I haven't been precise with the timestamps in the last few because I've been a bit sick, and it gets further and further behind. So I get something roughly put together is better than having none. But anyway, carry on with this one. So this is old, isn't it? What he's talking about here.
Will afford a rare opportunity to study a pristine object from the Oort cloud and find new information about the formation of the solar system. One of the co-discoverers of this the solar system. A pristine.
This one is a comet, so it's got to be a different one. The asteroid is obviously asteroids are bigger than comets. What's the size difference? Size difference of comet to asteroids. There should be a chart somewhere. Differences, asteroids, comets. Let's see, asteroids come in various shapes and sizes. They tend to be rockier than comets. In contrast, asteroids and most comets come from beyond the orbit of Pluto in the region of the solar system called the Oort cloud. Because they form in deep space of the outer solar system, comets are icier than asteroids. So asteroids are more dangerous, lethal. And I think if you have a look at my impact map I've been working on, live stream, going back to my impact charts. Whereabouts is it? Back here somewhere. You can see there was some really big, massive asteroid hits on Earth. And of course they're saying asteroids are more dense and heavier. So they're going to have iron cores. But I think there's a chart. Shows the difference between meteorites, asteroids. Asteroid comment. Here we go. Let's see what that one says. Comets, asteroids. So they could be roughly the same sizes then. But asteroids are more solid. And what have we got? Meteorites. And then we got... what's that say? Meteors. And meteorites. Is that N in front? Meteorites? What's that one? Meteoroids. Meteors. Meteorites. It's all confusing. That's probably not the best table. But you can see meteorites are little tiny things compared to these ones. So what killed off the dinosaurs were probably asteroids. Anyway, not to worry about this one. They should probably want to study that one though, if they can get it set up in space soon enough.
Object from the Oort cloud and finders of this comet and warms up. It has not visited the solar system in darn big. If you have not just happening once every couple of months, as you're seeing here from the New York Times, this comet erupted or unleashed an outburst of energy 4 times in a row in what they're calling a super outburst. The article goes on to state, quote, Comet 29P is already known as one of the solar system's oddest icy objects. Well, that makes me wonder whether it's a comet at all, the way it's acting. It became
so let's see if he talks about the asteroid coming up.
50 times brighter. Astronomers were aware. This is... I'm not just being Tyler, the paranoid old spook here. I've done past or outbursts or whatever you want to call them in a row, and it's never done this before while they've been tracking it. And I'm not just being Tyler, the paranoid old spook here. I've done past...
if they were tracking it though, what would cause the outbursts? Maybe something else hitting it, like another meteorite? Who knows? Did they capture stuff that's smaller than it? Probably not. These streaky things is long exposure of things moving through the sky. Often he's talked about them being cylinder UFOs, of course, fake news.
Are just told that they are simple comets, kind of like Oumuamua, that massive cylinder pencil-shaped object that flew through our solar system from interstellar space, that the space agencies called a simple asteroid, even though a Harvard scientist said it appeared to act and look like an alien vehicle.
Which has since been debunked again. Some more information coming. Talking about the solar cell thing, business, where it's sped up. I can't remember what they said on that article, can you, Plex? But I didn't bother reading it all, because I'm not really interested, really, to tell the truth, because until they get a proper probe out there and actually damn film it next time, all their images are based on radar bounce back, like a radar signal, right? So it's not actually, we've not actually got a picture. All this is based on artist rendering, right? And they're sort of drawing it like Battlestar Galactica here. But anyway, yeah, until they get into space and get those new cameras set up ready for the next one, and then we can actually see what it's doing.
So the space agencies have a record of calling strange and mysterious, and that's what makes it so interesting. Why did this thing blast 4 times in a row, lighting up like a single match into a bonfire? You guys tell me. Very strange. Look it up yourselves.
So, could aliens be on it, detonating stuff? Well, it's possible. Maybe they're trying to change this directory. Maybe there are aliens out there looking after Earth, you know, trying to move stuff out the way. It's very possible. It may be also going to affect them somehow. Especially if they've got bases on Earth themselves, right? They're going to want to protect Earth as well. So yeah, my storytelling could be even more interesting than Tyler's, because we can relate it to various UFO sightings of stuff being under the sea and stuff, right? And of course, the theory of remote viewing, seeing bases on moons and stuff on around Saturn. Was it Saturn? Or was it Jupiter? I can't remember now. But
if you want more information, is this clip of yet another instance of an unidentified flying object.
Okay, so this is a small object closer to the camera here, and we've got motion blur, as you can see here. You can see it's more blurry than those distant planes. That could be a bug or a bird again. It's most likely going to be a bird though, because it looks fairly solid, you see, like a blackbird.
Captured flying near aircraft. I've done many videos of objects that have been seen outside of airplane windows. These objects were known as Foo Fighters back during...
Okay, so that's mixing information there. A photograph of a bird flying close to the camera, artifact, versus objects outside plane windows. A lot of them turned out to be CGI as well. So I'm not too sure what we're looking at here. Could be a reflection on a window. But yeah, let's see if it comes up. Blurphos. Blurpho might be actually a Wikipedia on it. Urban Dictionary. Any blurry still frame image of a video purported to be a UFO. The advent of the telephone camera and dependency on autofocus has led to an avalanche of blurphos. And obviously if we type in images, probably have some examples. Let's have a look. Well, I thought there might be, but obviously not. You can see here that blur, so maybe no. Blurpho. Seems like Google doesn't know how to search it. It's trying to correct it down here. Search for that one. No. Well, here's one here showing you a bird going across. So why can't we see that image? So someone's explained that here's a bird. Right. And if you put motion blur on it, it makes it into that sort of shape. I think he put up that one in the past too. I can't remember he has actually. So, yeah, various snapshots on security camera, wasn't it? Every second, and you can see it goes across, and it looks like a blur. It looks like a UFO, but it's a bird. So yeah, he's mixing in stuff here.
WW2, and so here we have.
What are we looking at here?
Have a piece of footage of what.
Don't remember seeing that one before. What is it? We can see it's got some reflections happening.
Windows. These objects were known as Foo Fighters back during WW2. And
Kind of looks like a reflection over the overhead of inside the plane there, isn't it?
so here we have a piece of footage of what appears to be an air show, and right at the precise moment, what looks like a tic-tac or saucer-shaped object appears to blast right past and in the vicinity
fake
of
information
these aircraft.
again.
Okay, so you are seeing the slowed down version of this video, and it's plain to see that we have a dark oval shaped object. It may be cigar shaped, or it may be just a blurring effect, but nonetheless a dark and mysterious object captured near these planes.
Now he knows it's birds and bugs that's close to the camera, but he won't tell you
And
that.
the reason that we know that this object is much closer to the planes than to the camera is because if this were to be a bird or something of that nature that was much closer to the cameraman, it would appear as a vague blur quickly passing the camera in a millisecond, as opposed to an object that...
So that's again misinformation. It's far enough away from the camera, but it's closer to the camera, right?
Planes. And the reason that we know that this object is much closer...
So it's not right close to the camera, but it's probably, you know, closer to the camera than it is to the plane. Put it that way.
To the planes than to the camera is because if this were to be...
No, that's just wrong information. So
on August 20. My email address is down below in the video description, along with my new P.O. box if you want to send me paintings, artwork, shop, where now we're down to 8, and I'll see you back in just a bit.
So he didn't even mention the asteroid that's going to hit. So what was the latest stats on that one while we're thinking about it? Bennu collision. With Earth. What was the odds on it? And they kept updating the odds, so they're collecting lots of information on this because I wrote about this one. 1 in 1800 chance of an Earth impact. So where did they update that information? I don't know. That's pretty good odds, isn't it? Compared to buying a lotto ticket. Like I said, I think that's the same odds of dying from what was it? A cancer. Skin cancer, was it? What's the odds of dying? Well, let's try car accident. Let's see what the odds are on that one. There you go. So it's only 1/10. Car accident is more. You're more likely to die from a car accident than you are from this asteroid impact. 10. How do you say that one? 90%. 9 over 10 more chance. Is that how you say it? Okay, so what's the chance of dying? Walking across the road. It's not going to tell us straight off. Odds of dying, injury facts. Let's have a look. Let's see. Is there a chart? What's this one? 1 in 92. There we go. 1 in 6 of heart disease, so no brainer there. Cancer, 1 in 7. Suicide, 1 in 88, so you get more chance of committing suicide than you dying off an asteroid impact. So what gets up to asteroids? Fire or smoke. Choking on food. So the odds of dying from the asteroid impact is the same choking on food. So that sort of gives you a relative idea. So even though it sounds like it's really bad odds, it's still better odds than the other ones here. Cycling. Walking across the road, it's 1 in 500 chance. Gun assaults. Shot objects. How about being shot? Where was being shot? Where's shot? Shot. Gunfire. Dog attack. 186,000. I didn't see gun listed there. Suicide. Overdose. Gun assault, here we go. I think that was really high. Maybe this is America though. But yeah, New Zealand, it's none heard of. So yeah, pretty boring video, I thought, skimming through that. But anyway, what bites your fancy, I guess. Now, it would be, if he come out and talked about his past, I think people still watch him, right? Even if he said he hoaxed stuff and lied about his jail time, and he did bash his wife, but she got a lesser charge because she didn't want to go against him. Because his son phoned it in, apparently, and they showed up knocking on the door. So yeah, he got carted off. And of course she was obviously crying and black eye. Yeah, so I think we're done with security for the time being anyway. Again. And probably should wrap up for the time being. 3 hours into this one already, but I know third phase have put up some more garbage too. Maybe we'll just have a quick look. What's another hour, huh? Oh, that's UFO interest. What have we got here? Anyway, let's just have a quick look. Amazing comment about this video. What video are we talking about? Quick debunk. Filmed over Afghanistan. Alright, he's talking about section 51 again. So, you think when they come out clean, they were for years saying they were capturing UFO footage, and then they come out and said that was all CGI. It's still circling around today. This is the damage that these people do, right? And then the frauds take it and edit it and keep it going for another few years, and every few years it recycles again. So what's happened? Is he being blocked? So he's talking about the Loch Ness Monster there. No, we wanted third phase. And I was supposed to just put out one, have they? 1 hour ago, so I suppose we start with the latest and work backwards. And I bet it'll be repeated footage, probably.
Let's
This
just
is how these guys. This is how these guys make money. It's a bit loud again. How many views so far? 3,000 views in an hour.
go down the rabbit hole here for a second. Let's just assume this is some
Down the rabbit hole, guys. So what are we looking at? A blurfo. Okay, that looks like a plane contrail to me. Distant one. It's one of those short ones that you get happening. I bet it's filmed from a plane, is it? It looks like it's in the sky. That kind of looks like a plane contrail, a dark one, as you call it, and a short one. See that? And it's sort of expanded and then sort of breaks up. Focus.
I'm digging this one. We got a good look at it, and we're seeing this cylindrical shape again. These flying craft that make really no sense of propulsion. They're basically defying gravity. The flight characteristics seem intelligent. It has a kind of a purpose of where it's going. We're gonna get a couple
this
looks
guy
at
makes
this.
me
Now we
sick.
got contrast with some contrast to make it pop. You can see that again. This object is traversing the skies. It's a beautiful day. It's a great capture. You could see the clouds, accumulated
You saw
clouds.
how long
What
it
comes
took.
up next is going to
See,
blow your
that's the
mind.
first time I watched it. You saw how long it took my super brain to process that as a short black contrail. Straight away, these guys are straight into UFO disc shape. So plain dark contrail. You don't normally get very often the short ones happening, but it depends on the layer of temperature and the clouds of the atmosphere. You normally get the long ones, but you don't normally get the short ones. So I want the dark contrail too. Here's the dark one. That one's making a short one. I want it far away too, if we can get it. A comparison. I need to drink. I need to get a drink. 3 hours dried out. There's a dark one. Fat. No wonder. Don't want a fat one, I want a dark one. Oh, here we go. This one's got a little tiny one appearing behind it. Okay, it kind of looks like a UFO behind it, but it's actually a contrail. And let's just keep looking. Here's a short one. Okay. That one's a bit closer to us though, but you can see the jets at the front here going this way on that one. But you do get these little short dark contrails happening. They're not actually smoke or anything, it's actually ice crystals. And depending on how the sun is lighting things, from your perspective, it can look dark instead of white and fluffy. And of course, if the sun's going down. So yeah, some of those early ones look pretty good. I want one that's further away though, if we can get it, but looks like we're not going to get an image that's far enough away for comparison. That contrail maybe. No. Jets. Okay. Yeah, this can't get. That's the closest one we've got. Is this one here? Unfortunately, it's a wee bit close, and it looks like it's a wee bit patchy. Then, if it's slightly further away, it looks more solid. But yeah, it's a good example one. And that's what we're seeing here.
We see the craft just moving, and watch this. We get a close-up, and you see another traveler. Could that be a drone? It's hard to tell, but
see, we got no reference point to the speed because we're looking at clouds, right?
Anomaly up in the sky while we're capturing this great evidence right here at third phase. What's your thoughts in the chat? What is this? Again, we need to look.
I think we're getting parallax movement with the cloud behind. Looks like it's going faster than us. Okay, you can see how far away it is here. And if you look at that, it kind of looks like a blobby contrail. Not much we can really do to enhance it, really, apart from take a snapshot. Of course, they're going to muck around with it as well, probably. Ah, this is interesting. We've got some other stuff happening here. How about that there? How come we're not focusing on that? Have they split the lens in half or something? Is it really going that way and it's flying? They changed it to this way? What's going on there?
Closer and longer. Anybody out?
So what's this going on here?
There, have you seen a craft like this? You let us know. Again, we don't see propulsion of any sort. We don't see any trail that's.
Here's the original here. So what was the other stuff we were seeing? All the scary music. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm digging this one. We've got a good look at it, and we're seeing this cylindrical shape again. These flying craft that make.
So you can see something crazy going on here with the clouds. Now you don't see that on the original footage, do you? I thought that would have been more interesting to focus
really
on that.
No sense of propulsion. They're basically defying gravity. The flight characteristics seem intelligent. It has a kind of a purpose of where it's going. We're going to get a couple looks at this. Now we got contrast with some contrast to make it pop. You can see that again, this object is traversing the skies. It's a beautiful day. It's a great capture. You could see the clouds, the cumulus clouds, and what comes up next is going to blow your mind. We see the craft just moving, and watch this. We get a close-up, and you see another traveler. Could that be a drone? It's hard to tell, but it seems like another anomaly up in the sky while we're capturing
another passenger
great
jet.
evidence right here at third phase. What's your thoughts in the chat? What is this? Again, we need to look at this a little closer and longer. Anybody out there, have you seen a craft like this?
Yeah, it's called a jet. I see them every night. Reset. I don't think it's worth amplifying it up.
Of any sort. We don't see.
I probably could bring it up to full size screen, throw some filters on it. You better see it's a cloud, probably. But we'll see if it's pushed around, I swear. And washed. Yes, Plex, there's a lot of work that goes into these vids. Truth is not entertainment. I keep saying that. It is entertaining though. The videos to a lot of people. But getting the truth is not entertainment, no. Because we want to know if we're alone in the universe and the bigger picture. Now, if aliens have been on Earth for 50 years, just to think of all the information that we could have asked if it was like made in public, right? the governments would be all united. Maybe they've set up a defense system already. Maybe we don't even know about. Where they detect them coming into the atmosphere. But who's to say they come from the atmosphere? They could be living underwater the whole time, and they could be just another evolution of man that sort of developed the technology underwater and breathe water. You know, alien greys look like something that would come from the sea. So we don't know too much of what's going on. 95% of the ocean hasn't been explored, right? So, but here, this is obviously man-made tech here in the sky that they're looking at here.
Any trail that's leading behind it, leaving a wake of exhaust. We don't see any wings, which, again, leads to something that seems otherworldly. Again,
I think that's probably the best image here, probably, that actually shows it more like a contrail. So you can see that it's not actually solid. So you can see it's got broken up bits in it, right? But we're getting up to pixel level now, see? You can see it's not a solid cylinder or cigar shape. So it's this contrail, rare one, where it's short and dark. You can see it's overcast here, so it's not going to light up the crystals, ice crystals, very well. So it's going to show up like a dark contrail.
We know about the Tic Tac, and this kind of has another one.
See, they're pushing their own narrative that it's a Tic Tac rather than following the evidence. And you know, I only took a few seconds to look at it and say straight away it was a contrail. Because I look at these stuff day in, day out, and day out.
It has a scratch in her head. Check it out. We noticed the two orbs up there just floating in the sky. At first I thought this could be just maybe Chinese lanterns, but then we see this anomaly, this fading of light. It kind of just like it feels transparent, something weird, organic up in the sky. Very curious sighting. It makes me wonder what's going on around the world, these captures that are...
Okay, so what are we looking at here? We've got a red light, and we've got two bright white lights here. Kind of almost looks like the lights that you'd see on the inside of a plane. And that looks like a collision avoidance light you'd see on a plane, but is it blinking?
They're coming in so fast.
Well, that's blinked out.
It makes you think, could they not be hiding anymore? That's what we've been saying recently, and I'm...
Okay, looks like it's being filmed from a plane here. Can see the inside edge here of a window, is it? So that then adds in reflections.
Towards that being the truth. Now let's get to...
No, it could be the power line. Okay. So what we saw was the edge is actually a line. Okay, so look at the night sky color here. That's red, dark. The sun's going down. It's probably in California where they've got a lot of forest fires. So that's why it's red in the sky. So what are we looking at here? Could it be planes? Let's see.
To this other interesting video here. Check it out. Here's a good close-up. We can see these lights against strange atmospheric phenomena.
So they've changed
see
it,
what we're
have
looking at. We see these pulsating white orbs of light that are seems like they're connected, like it's basically a one craft itself. And again, we're not seeing drone capabilities or techniques. It's a weird sighting, and I'm leaning towards this being again something that's unexplained. UAPs, UFOs, you call it what you want. We're looking at something, it's a phenomenon. Now,
dots in the sky, guys. Okay, so we've got red lights this time. So is it Chinese lanterns? It kind of looks like hazy. It kind of looks like military flares, this one.
hours ago, and people are posting this all over the net, passing this off
There
as
you
a
go.
real
It looks
deal.
like military
There's been
flares
people
being
in the field
dropped.
that have actually called it for what it is.
That one's gone out.
Lions Ground did a report on it a couple of hours ago. He nailed it, and I'm going to agree with him. What we're seeing is this flares dropping from the sky. There's been
So because it's already been debunked, has he put out a debunk a couple of hours ago? Because I haven't been checking. So there you go. So I called that one straight away, as you saw. Parachutes. We know they're flares because they won't last more than 5 minutes on a video. And if you look at the source videos, if they're less than 5 minutes, then
reports of military action and people on the ground that confirm this. So we don't need to panic that they're invading our cities. We're just looking at.
But that last one was a wee bit more tricky. They skimmed over it with the white.
I've been saying recently, and I'm leaning towards that being the truth. Now let's get to.
So this one here's a bit more tricky.
Here. Check it out. Here's a good close-up. We can see these lights against strange atmospheric phenomenon. Could this be what we're looking at? We see these pulsating white orbs of light that are seems like they're connected, like it's basically a one craft itself. And again, we're not seeing drone capabilities or techniques.
So there could be faraway planes. It could even be a flare drop with a plane. So that was a bit more harder. What else we got? I forgot to take out the dog tonight too. It says that they're going to bed. This one looks like a dark contra going. Is this a plane going the other way? Yeah, plane. Looks low down.
Cigar-shaped UFOs over the plains. This is a really good capture. The person that's actually filming it's doing a really good job. He's holding it steady under the circumstances. Unfortunately, it goes behind the building. We don't get much more of what was captured. But again, we see this cylindrical-like object just floating in.
I think you go to bed, don't you? I'm probably going to wrap up in a minute. It's getting a bit long. But yeah, this game looks like a plane with a contrail, doesn't it? It's so far away. It looks like it's... you won't see the plane. But is it sped up or what? What's going on here? Okay, the car's moving, so it's a parallax movement, see? So it looks like S moving, but it's actually the car.
This to represent maybe a blimp, a Goodyear blimp. This looks like something different. Could it be
another a distant plane with a contrail going?
Hybrid of balloons. That's a possibility.
Okay, so it's all going to be the same, I guess. Yeah, lights in the sky. This one looks CGI-y. This one looks like Section 51 type stuff, doesn't it? Get a bit more complicated nowadays too, because we've got the drones doing manoeuvres like that with LEDs on it. But that one sort of comes across CGI.
Right, let's take a look at this again. Some people are saying these are drones. Well, this was captured a few years ago, but it's the first time that we're sharing it right here at Third Phase Moon. And I gotta
okay, so they're recycling stuff, so I've probably gone and debunked this previously anyway.
These aren't drones or any kind of commercial airliners coming in your direction with the headlights. These things actually leave some kind of trail behind it, and when you see it interact with the clouds above, it actually lights it up, almost lights the clouds on fire. Take a look at this. We're slowing this down, and there it is, the refraction of light off the clouds. And then if you notice right there,
is it off the clouds, or was that reflection in the glass window that they're filming through?
Behind it, it's almost like leaving some kind of trail behind it. You see that circular black trail behind?
Yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time on those silly ones. Because it could be a reflection in a window. Someone with some laser pointers going around in a circle. It could be even CGI. You can never rule out CGI. You have to do frame by frame analysis, maybe. Yeah, it's could be a reflection. What else we got? Same old crap coming down here. Lead kite, is it? What have we got?
3 lights hovering over the sky. What the frick is there? Oh my gosh.
Could be anything again. Skydivers coming down.
The story behind this video gets kind of interesting because it wasn't just one person, it was a whole neighborhood that witnessed these lights. It was early in the hours in Porirua when Theodora Fafia left home.
Right, so that's in New Zealand. That was the one we debunked months ago, right? So that was like a spotlight's being shone from below at some sort of sports event. Anyway, this is Cobblers. And she's just come along on the hill and saw it. Started recording it. But anyway.
This shit is crazy. I'm trying to get a closer look at it, but whatever the fuck it is, it's crazy as it's sitting there.
Okay,
in the middle of the dance sky. It's not a helicopter or nothing. Just sitting there.
Okay.
That's
a kite.
Alright,
that's one of those black kites with LEDs on it, probably turned off. Even looks like a kite on the angle. Someone flying a kite.
I'm back at it. I'm a little closer, but I still can't see like what the hell it is. It's moving.
Yeah, really it's even flying around like a kite, isn't it? And you've got some wind here, look.
I hold the camera as slow as I can. And it's like moving a little bit back and forth. It's crazy.
Because he's zooming in on digital zoom here, it makes these funny little movements, like you're seeing there, because of the way the processor works.
See, it is moving though, back and forth, like it's hanging in the air.
Because it's trying to capture it in real time and zoom and optically zoom it at the same time, and it makes these funny movements.
I just can't get a close-up look on it.
But I would say that was a kite,
you see it's moving?
I guess, on that one. But yeah, okay, that's their latest video, is it? That's just rubbish. Yeah, I gotta walk the dog now, so I'm gonna wrap up. It's long enough for tonight, 3.5 hours. Is it? Yeah. The other ones won't be the same, so often they repeat the same stuff. But we'll come back in Antarctica stuff, okay. We'll cover that next time probably, but anyway, we'll just go over it next time. But anyway, I'm just going to wrap up here, and where's my control panel disappeared to? Where's my control panel gone? Must have closed down. Okay, I'm just going to run it up again and hit ending, and thanks for joining us, Plex. I'm not sure if you're still there or not. And looks like my phone's charged. Anyway, catch you next time, guys. Monday, not tomorrow, but the next day, we're doing a thing with Robert again, hopefully, and we'll see you then. And is it ending? Yep, it is. Okay, here we go. More people watch this offline though. Not enough people though. Everyone needs to know about Tyler out there. Good night. So yeah, not sure the stats were correct. They seem to be wrong. But we had like 3 people, 4 people on at a time here when it was saying 0 watching, so but it's a bad time to do it for USA at the moment. It's better suited for Europe and UK and that. And you can donate anytime. I don't have to be live to donate, and your name will pop up if it's on Super Chat or OBS. And if you donate to Substar as a regular monthly or a tip there, I will update the jar manually because OBS for some reason doesn't include them. Anyway, there we go. I'm finished. And thank you.